got one of the troopers from the 85 flag, Bernard Rourke. How are ya today?
Good, Max. Good, Max.
Yeah, you're all right. Go now.
Right, 1985, 30 odd years ago. Right, just go through this scoreline. This is unbelievable. 22-8, 140 defeated Elvie, 19-8, 122. Did you guys have any defence back in the day?
We had very loose backmen. I'm pretty sure the fullback loved the ball at time. That's the only time we used to get to catch up with them. They were in the field most of the time, and I was just looking at the old Elvie side, and some of them didn't mind to wander up the field trying to get on the goal kickers list either.
Was the footy back in 85, so it's a pretty high scoring ground. Was that the end of the season? Was it a high scoring season?
Listen, the day is it's a blur because it all happened so quick. It seems to happen so quick, but it was a ripping day. And on the Western Oval, nice wide open wings, blokes that could run. So yeah, they shared the ball around, and we were both sides were really skillful back in them days.
Yeah, so that was my memory of the Western Oval as the venue, but also the starts of the game. You had a full forward called Mark Marnie, I think his name was, that was a fairly handy player, and he hit the turf fairly early in the game, and I'm not sure whether that was instigated by an LV player or what happened there.
Well, for 40 years we've been blaming Rod Moore, and yeah, back in the days, Moore forever denied it and all that sort of stuff. And about 10 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, we found out it was actually Stephen Cole.
Oh, right.
So Cole, yeah, so well,
He's a police officer now, isn't he?
Yes, meant to protect his servant.
Put the sleeper hold on.
Yeah. Coley was actually fairly big, so he got away with a bit of stuff, I reckon. But,
well, there you go. I believe the too, so that's changed that around.
I'll tell you what, didn't hit him hard enough because he comes out and kicks 6 goals.
Well, I remember that I think he left the ground for a short time, and they got him back out on the ground, and I think he kicked 6 or 7, did he?
6 goals, yeah.
6 goals.
And concussion protocols were fairly
I was going to say, some of the stuff that would have happened 40 years ago, I don't think it would have happened this day and age, mate, I reckon.
I've got to have a go at him because I would be remiss if I didn't. But Ockerman really wouldn't have played too many games in today's, and the blokes he was playing against would have spent missing weeks.
Just go through the goal kickers for that journey, Bernard. There was Mark Marnie kicked 6, Stuart Bryan kicked 4, Steve McDonald 2, Paul McDonald 2, David Forbes 2, Dean Marr 2, Glenn Kelly, David McDonald. Best players, Dean Mather, David McDonald, Stuart Bryan, yourself was in the best players, Steve McDonald, Chris Mather. Do any of these blokes today around the tent today?
Well, I think Dino got the best on ground. He passed away a few years ago, so he's the one from the crew that definitely couldn't make it. Mark Ockermani, he's over there. He loves these days because he doesn't remember a thing of the grand final. It's Stewie Bryan. He was just a left footer from the half-foot flank, but did you spend any time on Stewie?
Yes, he did over the years. Yeah,
he was pretty smart.
He was,
and then Chris Marr kicked the goal.
Yeah,
did you say that?
That's what it says there, yeah.
Well, so he's one of the half-back flankers that was a bit loose.
He kicked 22 goals, so you've got to spread the love somehow, don't you?
So Dave McDonald was a super player back in those days too, wasn't he?
He was, absolutely.
You'll have to admit it on air.
Yeah. As long as this doesn't get back to Dave, that'll be great.
In the gazebo at the moment.
Look, absolute pleasure to play with. Sport that I've got to play with someone like Dave. He was hard, he was tough, and he was skillful. I don't think he kicked left foot very often. But I was actually fairly privileged. I reckon I got to see all 5 of Dave McDonald's handballs over his career. So,
It was a record breaking. It was a drought breaking premiership. It was 1955 was the last premiership prior to 85. So you had a 30-year gap. Was it do you remember it? Was it a bit of a build-up? Was it I know you see these drought breaking premierships in the AFL, and at the moment, the Clyde Imperials have got the longest running drought premiership in the CDFNL. Was there a bit of pressure on the team at the time?
I wouldn't say there wasn't pressure, but we actually had a day in '85, same as this.
Yep.
I think we played Winchelsea, and we actually might have got beaten on that day. But it had actually been building since '84. We struggled in '83 big time, and a few of the older blokes got the club sorted out and got us back on track. And about halfway through '84, we started coming good under Forbesy. He was just a great coach. He knew how to manage men. Whether that's the school teacher in him or not, I'm not sure. But about halfway through, we started coming good. And I think the Bay beat us by a point, and that was the last time we struggled to get over the top. And the Bay went on to win '84. Them lucky buggers got through this last year. It was pretty good though, watching them beat Lorne after Lorne had won 5 in a row.
Yeah, we're all sick of it by then.
Oh, absolutely. And then so '84. So when it came to '85, we were sort of ready to go, and we just had to do the right things and keep the boys on the park, which we did. And the side didn't change much from '84 to '85, and we got a bit lucky towards the end. Without a doubt, you need some luck. Some handy players.
Yeah, so LB were coached by Freddie Lynch back in those days, so it was a tough.
Did Freddie coach them or Ocker McVilly?
Oh, was it Ocker back in those days then, wasn't it?
Don't ask me, I wasn't around then.
They were a pretty physical side. Pretty
born.
physical side back in those days.
They were tough.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
So going into that game was, I suppose you prepared for that and you knew what was going to come and.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. The good day helped us, without a doubt. Like I said, we were skillful and fairly quick, as they were. Like I think Dallas O'Brien was running around from then. The two Holland boys, Cookie and Dutchie. I reckon Dutchie played.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm positive Dutchie played because I worked with him.
Yeah.
And he took the week off before the grand final, and I took the week off after. So.
For being such a high-scoring game, was it a close game throughout the afternoon, or did you seem to have control, if you can remember?
So I'm not sure what the Alvey boys would say, but we sort of got the 3 guys in front, and it felt like that was the difference. And you never know what's going to happen in one of them days. Or in them days, it's the first time I'd ever come close to a final after playing for Birri under 16s.
Yeah.
Only won 5 games in 4 years. But, we did feel confident as we were going through the game, I think.
Yeah.
But like I said, you never knew what the hell he was going to do. Yeah, Dallas O'Brien could have turned around and kicked 3 goals in 6 minutes, and it would have been all over. Cookie Island could have done the same thing. So it was just relief at the end.
Yeah.
I think more than anything. So.
You look at the history. So you mentioned before the 5 years leading up, it was a Lorne dominance. They won 4 flags and then lost to Apollo Bay in '84, and then after it was a Colac Imperial Winchelsea sort of legacy. So you was like this Birri and Alvey were just this little random splice of history. What happened? Well, couldn't back it up the next year.
Forbesy moved on.
Yeah, okay.
And then Dean Marr, who was the bog on that day, he took over as coach, and we actually got back to the Central in '86.
Yeah.
I think we got knocked out in the prelim. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
We definitely played finals, but and then the following year, is that when Anderton towed up Winchelsea
Ooh.
in the mud?
You're testing me now. I'd have to look up in the history book to see. But there were certainly some good battles against Winchelsea. I think Alvey were involved in a few of those as well. But over that period of time,
And your good self, Pete.
with Alan Woodman, I kicked a ripper goal one day. Winchelsea bring us back within 53 goals. So that was a good day.
Just take us back to obviously after winning the premiership, the celebrations, the Mad Monday, and obviously the week that followed. Do you have any true memory of what happened that night and the few days that followed?
Oh, yeah, 85. So Bob Davis owned the pub. Bob Davis from Geelong, and he owned the pub, and Ray Card was running it. So they just opened the whole pub was all open, and away we went Saturday and went back here Sunday, and then Monday was Monday's always a good day because it's just mainly the players that get on it.
Monday.
But we had a couple of pretty good entertainers. Marshall Harris used to be able to sing songs and stuff like that and get us going. And that was our little rover. Unfortunately, I think he's over in America or something at the moment. But it was pretty good. We didn't see the LB boys. A few years later, the South boys kind of head up in 91, but the LB tin shed or change room, whatever they call them nowadays. I imagine they were stuck there.
How does a day like today mean to you? 40 years ago, you won the flag, you're able to celebrate with the players that are still around that can come down and celebrate, and then you be a part of a Birregurra too, because it is a past Players Day, so anyone can be involved, but it's sort of centred around your flag and the 55 flag. What does days like today mean to you?
Oh, we make the most of it. It makes you feel old. And I was the youngest running around, only just, but it's an amazing day, and I'm not sure what wins your flags, whether it's a good team or that plays well together, or a good team that gets together after the game and bonds after the game. The ones I've actually been lucky enough to win, it seems to both. You party together, you play together, and everything seems to click. So when you catch up with these blokes, today's a ripping day. Very ground's the best I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But try running around here and here in Yallock in the middle of July, you had 6 inches of rain.
I remember running out onto this ground when it was there wasn't a blade of grass on it, and the mud was over your bootlaces on the way out.
We were just talking about Birregurra ground where we're off air.
Yeah.
Apparently it's the best you've ever seen.
Oh yeah, no, it's a ripper ground. Yeah, cricket ground.
Retro round a couple of years back.
Yes.
I did see that, boys. Don't bring back Carlisle River. He's got a Yallock shirt on. Well, that is old.
Yeah. So who's your tip for best on ground today in the tent?
Oh, in the tent?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the key one today.
We've got a market up available.
Sid Hanson.
It's all City Hanson. Yeah, so City Hanson, there's a champion. He was our captain before Forbes had come along, and he's done a bit of work getting all this put together. Best on ground in the tent from the 85 side.
Will you be
I'm going to have a crack at that. I've played into the best.
I was going to say, you might have a crack.
Been known to enjoy the odd ale.
I'm going to back him now.
You're on. Mate, thank you very much for joining us. I know that you do listen to us, so that's great to hear. And have a really good afternoon. Hopefully you enjoy yourselves and celebrate that premiership you did 40 years ago.
We will. Thanks very much, gents.
No problem.
Good on you, mate.
We'll take a break. Big pre-game. We've got our Saturday yarn and top fives to come. And we've got the big one, Birregurra versus Elvie. It should be a cracker here on Mix FM, so stay tuned.